"Sweetheart, do you not love me anymore?" I know it might sound silly or even absurd to ask such a question, but I can't help it. My heart tells me that you love me dearly and care for me deeply, but sometimes, especially with this long-distance situation, my mind becomes overactive. It starts whispering doubts that I try to ignore but cannot fully suppress. It reminds me how long it has been since we last met, and it notes how our conversations have become less frequent. I know we are both busy with our lives, juggling responsibilities and commitments, but these gaps in communication sometimes make me wonder, has something changed? Could it be that you've stopped thinking about me as much as you used to? These thoughts spiral further. My mind tells me that in this time apart, you may have met wonderful people, people who share your interests and passions, who make you laugh and connect with you in ways I fear I can't anymore. Perhaps they are more compatible with you, more suitable for the amazing person you are. But then, my heart intervenes. It speaks louder, assuring me that no matter how many new people come into your life, no one could ever take my place in your heart. My heart believes, with unwavering certainty, that even if you're busy and unable to reach out as often as before, you still think about me. It tells me you miss me just as much as I miss you, that your love for me has not lessened in the slightest. Can you tell me if my heart is right? Can you reassure me that my mind is simply overthinking, as it often does? I know I might seem overly needy or insecure by voicing these thoughts, but I just can't help it. You mean so much to me, and sometimes that love feels overwhelming, especially when we're apart. To be honest, you're the most charming, kind, and amazing person I've ever met. From the moment you walked into my life, I felt like the luckiest person alive. But with that joy also comes the fear of losing something so precious. There's this nagging voice in my head that tells me others see your incredible qualities too. It reminds me that there are many people who would do anything to win your attention, and some of them might even be better than me. They could be smarter, more interesting, more accomplished, just more deserving of you. I've always felt like you were out of my league. Even my friends used to tease me, joking about how someone like me managed to be with someone as wonderful as you. I used to laugh it off, but now that we're apart, those jokes linger in my mind, turning into doubts and insecurities. The physical distance between us amplifies these feelings. When I think about how little we've spoken lately, it leaves me wondering if your feelings for me have changed. I feel like I'm stumbling in the dark, unsure of what to think or believe. I know that I am being vulnerable, maybe more vulnerable than I should be, but I trust you enough to let you see this side of me. I hope you can understand where I'm coming from. I don't mean to pressure you or make you feel guilty. I just want to share how I feel, because keeping these emotions bottled up only makes things worse. What I truly need from you is some reassurance. Even if your feelings for me have shifted or softened, please let me know. I would rather hear the truth from you than allow my mind to run wild with assumptions. If you still feel the same for me, if your love hasn't wavered, I just need to hear you say it once. Knowing that I still hold a special place in your heart would mean the world to me. And if things have changed, I promise I will do my best to accept it. I will try to make my heart understand and come to terms with it, even if it hurts. I feel lost and confused right now, uncertain about what I'm supposed to think or feel anymore. I don't know if I'm being unreasonable or if these concerns are valid, but I need your guidance to navigate this. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Please help me make sense of all this. Your words, your reassurance, your honesty, they have the power to soothe the chaos in my mind and bring peace to my heart. I hope you can see that my vulnerability comes from a place of love, not weakness. I care about you so deeply that the thought of losing you is unbearable. Please help me find clarity. Please help me find peace. Do it for me, for us. Last night, something truly strange and unexpected happened when I tried sending you a telepathic message. As I lay down in bed, my mind naturally wandered to thoughts of you. I started thinking about you more deeply, and with each passing moment, the longing to be near you grew stronger. It wasn't just a passing thought, it was an intense desire to connect with you, to hear your voice, to feel your presence, and to be wrapped in your energy. The longing became so overwhelming that I felt compelled to try something I had done successfully in the past, sending you a telepathic message. I decided to meditate and focus all my energy on reaching out to you. With my heart full of love and my mind brimming with thoughts of you, I closed my eyes and began to breathe deeply. The rhythmic flow of my breaths was calming, and I felt myself entering a meditative state. Once I felt centered, I tried to send you my thoughts and emotions. I envisioned my message traveling through the space between us, seeking you out wherever you were. But to my dismay, something felt off. Despite my efforts, I couldn't seem to connect with you. I tried harder, pushing myself to focus even more, but the connection that I used to feel so naturally just wasn't there. It was as if there was a barrier, an invisible wall keeping me from reaching you. This realization left me feeling restless and uneasy. Why wasn't it working? I didn't give up immediately. I closed my eyes again, steadied my breathing, and made another attempt. Once more, I sent my energy outward, reaching for yours. But again, I felt nothing. The absence of your energy, which I had always been able to sense so vividly before, was unsettling. A wave of panic began to wash over me. Why was this happening? Had I lost my ability to connect with you? Or worse, had our bond somehow weakened or even broken? The thoughts swirling in my mind became unbearable. My heart raced as fears I had never entertained before began to surface. Had you moved on? Was there someone else in your life now, filling the space that we once shared? These questions only fueled my anxiety, and I found myself spiraling into a state of panic. My breathing became shallow and erratic, and I felt like I couldn't calm down no matter what I did. Desperate for relief, I got out of bed, drank some water, and stepped outside into the cool night air. The gentle breeze was soothing, and I took a few deep breaths, trying to regain my composure. I sat down, letting the stillness of the night envelop me. As I closed my eyes again, this time not to meditate but simply to calm myself, something remarkable happened. Suddenly, I felt an unmistakable sensation, a gentle caress against my face, as though someone was lovingly stroking my cheek. The sensation was followed by the softest kiss on my forehead. It felt so real, so tangible, that for a moment, I thought you were right there with me. The feeling was indescribably comforting, as if the weight of my fears and anxieties was being lifted away. My heart, which had been racing just moments before, began to relax. A profound sense of peace and happiness washed over me. It was as though all my worries had melted away, replaced by a deep and abiding joy. This sensation lasted for what felt like an eternity, though I know it was only a brief moment, perhaps 30 seconds at most. When I opened my eyes to see who was there, I found myself alone. Yet, I didn't feel lonely. Somehow, that fleeting moment of connection had erased all my doubts and fears. I felt lighter, happier, and more grounded. It was as if the universe had stepped in to reassure me that everything was exactly as it should be. My restlessness and anxiety were completely gone, replaced by an overwhelming sense of gratitude and love. I can't explain what happened or why, but it felt like a blessing. If it was you, reaching out to me in your own way, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. That brief moment of connection, whether real or imagined, reminded me of the depth of our bond. It was a beautiful experience, one I will treasure forever. Whatever the cause, I feel so incredibly blessed and loved. Thank you, my love, for bringing me peace when I needed it most.